Hello everyone. So in last class we have seen that there are two things which will tell us about relative stability of system. But let us understand that in little more formally or in little more details. So gain margin. What is this guy? So this is a factor by which system gain can be increased to drive it to the verge of instability. So slowly we will try to understand. So at omega equals to omega 2, this is my omega 2. Okay, so at omega equals to omega 2, this guy omega equals to, what is this phase angle? Okay, so the phase angle is, over here is minus 180 degree, right? And magnitude is Gj, magnitude is A, this A, right? Now I want to say, well, so Gj now, I will not use omega 2. So Gj equals to A, I can add some gain weight, right? So I can have some gain. So it will be like K1 GH, K1 A. So I say, well, at what point does this reach equals to 1? Okay, so how much I can increase this gain factor? Well, this gain factor will be K1 is equals to 1 by A, right? So GH is equals to 1 at this point when my K is 1 by A. So how much can I increase the gain factor? Well, that will be K1 can be increased by a factor of 1 by A, right? And at that GH becomes 1. Okay, so which means that if gain of the system is increased by a factor of 1 by A, this is K1. Okay, I'm just multiplying gain with gain, so don't confuse with additional here, right? So somewhere, okay, so what is gain margin? They will say, oh, this is 1. So how far I am? I am at 1 minus A. So you are at 1 minus A because gain comes as multiple factor. So here this guy, if I add more gain, it will show up here like this. Okay. So this multiplying by the actual magnitude A, when does that goes to 1? That goes to 1 when this additional guy K1 equals to 1 by A. So if the gain of the system is increased by 1 by A, then the magnitude of G1 becomes A. This is the original magnitude. This is the original magnitude multiplied by new factor K1, the additional magnitude which we put is 1 by A. This magnitude will become 1. Okay, so originally it was A, now if I am adding 1 by K, it is becoming 1. This means the plot of GH, will pass through minus 1 plus J0. Okay, driving the system to the verge of instability. So therefore now how does we define this? What is this gain margin in terms of number? So gain margin may be defined as reciprocal of gain. Okay, that is 1 by A, right? So reciprocal of what? Reciprocal of gain at the frequency. at which phase angle becomes minus 180 degree. This is minus 180 degree. Okay, or even positive 180 degree, right? So this is 1. So this frequency we would define omega 2, right? And omega 2, my angle is of G and H is equals to minus 180 degree. So at this omega 2, I calculate the gain. Now the gain margin is defined as reciprocal of this A. What is this A? The gain at this frequency, which is omega 2, at which phase angle is minus 180 degree, and the frequency at which this happens is called as phase crossover frequency. Not gain, it's a phase crossover frequency. Okay, so omega 2 is my gain phase crossover frequency, and gain margin here is 1 by A. Okay, so we would just say, oh, now I understand gain margin. So phase margin should still be the same, right? Some similar definition. You may say, oh, additional amount of phase lag leads to bring the system to the verge of instability. Well, this is vaguely true, but we need to be little more careful in formatting the statement or getting the exact value. So we will just say, what are those tips? So first is, well, we are interested, let's say revisit this picture again for a while. So what we are interested again is right here, the intersection, this phi guy. I call this as omega 1. What is this omega 1? The point at which the magnitude becomes 1. So here this magnitude will become 1. So the frequency at which this GH magnitude is equals to 1 is called gain crossover frequency, which is omega 1, right? And the magnitude is 1. So how did you find this? Just by the intersection of the plot with unit circle. So this is the frequency at the origin. For obvious reason, because we are interested in minus 1 plus J0. I just want to pull it along that angle, that point minus 1 J0, and at this frequency, what is the phase angle? What is the phase angle at this frequency? Omega 1. Okay. So at what frequency the phase angle, if I just measure, is minus 180 or plus 180? Okay. So phi. If an additional phase angle phi so the additional phase angle phi is introduced in the system, right? If I just push it this guy little bit with an angle of phi, the phase become minus 180 degree. While I am doing this along that unit circle, the magnitude remains unity, right? So the magnitude remains 1, and once I reach Gj will pass through minus 1 plus J0. So once I reach the point where angle is minus 180 degree, what will be GH? GH, or the plot of GH, will pass through minus 1 plus J0. Once I have added this extra angle phi, and just see this one, right? So I'm just pulling this omega 1 here along the circle, right? I'm adding some 1 degree, 2 degree, and I add 5 degree. I end up here. right? What is the magnitude here? Magnitude is minus 1. Okay, so if an additional phase lag equals to phi is introduced in gain crossover frequency, the phase angle of GH will become minus 180 degree. Okay, and once the additional phase is added, the plot of GH will pass through minus 1 plus J0. Note that the magnitude will remain unity. Okay, so the additional phase angle phi is called phase margin. How do I compute phi? Well, additional phase angle is called phase margin. So now formally definition of phase margin is defined as additional phase lag at the gain crossover frequency, and this frequency is what? Omega 1, where the magnitude of GH is equals to 1. The magnitude is equals to 1. What we started off saying that, well, I need to add some phase. Now where do I add this phase? This phase, additional phase, I add at the gain crossover frequency. Again, the standard term of measurement will be counterclockwise direction from the negative axis and so on. So for a stable system, phase margin is always positive. That is maybe even true for gain margin. So if I just want to formally write down what is phi from that which you think I had earlier, this phi is the angle GH at omega equals to omega 1 plus 180 degree. Okay, and this is phase margin over here. Now let's see how this system look like. So I have a system of this form where I have a pole at origin, then I have j omega t1 plus 1, j omega t2 plus 1. Okay, and I split this into real and imaginary part. I will skip this computation. I will just write down the final value, that is this one, u plus jv. Okay, so and this is my real part till here, and this is imaginary, and this is my denominator, which is common for both the terms. Now check this computation for yourself also. If I look at again the plot which I show, and right, I say I am interested in finding the gain margin. So this would be omega 2, which I defined earlier, right? So the imaginary part would be 0. On this imaginary axis is having value 0. So imaginary part would be 0. When this term goes to 0, what I will get? If I solve it, I will get omega is equals to 1 by under root t1 t2. Correct? And I add this frequency omega 2. My omega value is 1 by under root t1 t2. Okay, and this is omega 2, and directly it is omega 2, where my magnitude at omega equals to under root 1 by under root t1 t2 is equals to k t1 t2 k1 t1 plus t2. If I just put the magnitude, that this will be plus. Okay, so this will go away. This part will go away. Okay, so for stability, what do I want if this point minus 1? So this magnitude, which is now right as k is equal k t1 t2 t1 plus t2, should be less than 1. Okay, so that magnitude should be less than one value, -1. Okay, if I put less than or equals to, then there will be some kind of marginal stability. If I put it equals to, then it's a marginal stability. Therefore this system is stable as long as the gain k is less than t1 plus t2 by t1 t2. So it's quite straightforward. So my thing is, well, I want to compute what is the value of gain in this closed loop so that it is stable. So I just use this criteria, right? And this is how far is this guy from minus j plus minus 1 plus j0. Okay, how far this is. So how do I compute this? I just put the imaginary part of this guy equals to 0. I compute the frequency, right? Frequency is omega 2, what we call as phase crossover frequency. What is the magnitude at phase crossover frequency? If k is equals to, the magnitude is k t1 t2 by t1 plus t2, and the gain margin is the 1, right? So t1 plus t2 by t1 plus t1 into t2, what we defined earlier, this distance was 1 by a. What is here? 1 by a, we defined that what will be the value of 1 by a here is k t1 t2 t1 plus t2, correct? So we just get the inverse of that. Okay, just to see some plots here, so I start, this is the same transfer function with t1 will begin equal to 1, and I keep on increasing my gain. I'm increasing my gain. So this is at some point here I reach minus 1. This point I can now exactly compute. If I write down k is equals to t1 plus t2 by t1 t2, at the gain k equals to 2, I just reach at this point for k equals to 1, 1.5, 1.7.5, so on. So gain is keep on increasing. This is 1, this is 1.5, this is 1.75, this is 2, so it's keep on increasing. My root loci, my Nyquist shift to this side, and if it is shifting to this side, I am reaching closer and closer to minus 1. So this was my omega 2 here. Okay, and this is, we will just show you how to plot the changes with varying the gain, how to quantify that. Well, that is this one, right? This guy. So what is the magnitude here? It is k t1 t2 t1 plus t2. What happened when k is equals to 2? When k is equals to 2, t1 t2 is equals to 1. This guy will become 2 into 1 by 2 is equals to 1. Okay, k value will be 2 if k is 2. We have studied earlier a dot a is equals to 1. The similar way. Okay, so I can compute analytically and check by the plot. So this thing we had seen last time also, right? So I had a system with an unstable open loop pole at s equals to 1. I had a 0, I had a pole. Okay, well, the system has open loop pole s equals to 1, and the plot, so this is the plot, this is -1 plus j0. Okay, and I see that the plot encircle -1 plus j0 once in counterclockwise direction, right? So p is equals to 1. Okay, so my system is having open loop at s equals to 1. So my system is open loop stable, is unstable. Okay, so p is equals to 1 because it is encircling in counterclockwise direction. Okay, so my p is 0. What would be n? N is equals to p, and p is equals to 1, so n is equals to 1. Therefore closed loop system is stable. Okay, now what is gain margin? Gain margin is, we had said, well, the reciprocal of a. How did we define a? A was defined like this, like this was a. Okay, and the point, this is -1 plus j0, so 1 by a. Did we define a? So a was defined. Now, which means I am looking at the intersection of real axis. Now see where this intersection with real axis. So it's intersect here. So what is the magnitude? Well, it is 2. Now is the gain. So is the gain margin is 1 by 2. Well, we will see that means, right? So what is the gain margin? So if I start with the gain, k equals to 1. So this is the root locus of the same system. Okay, so when my gain margin, gain is k equals to 1, it is circling -1 plus j0 once in counterclockwise direction. So n is equals to 1 and p is equals to 1. So my system is stable because I am encircling -1 plus j0, and I came down and come here. Say k is equals to 0.5. Okay, so it is just a point -1 plus j0. Then it keeps happening and I am here at k equals to 0.4. So k equals to 0. What is the number of encirclement of -1 plus j0? If I take this direction, well, there is no encirclement of -1 plus j0, right? So n is equals to 0. Therefore the system is unstable. Okay, what is happening here? Now let us compare the root locus. Root locus will have a pole at 1, another pole at 2, -1 -2. If you just go back, so I have 1 0 at 2 and 1 pole at 1 0 at -2 and 1 pole at -1. Okay, so this is my 0, this is my pole. So one pole goes to origin and other goes to, suppose it is here, other coming in this direction. Okay, so both will get diverted. So this is start at k equals to 0, this is at k equals to 0. I reach some point here, say k equals to 0.5, and when I am stable, so under what condition is condition of k the system is stable? Usually let then do something else, right? Say I have a system with a pole at -1 and pole at -2 and pole at -3. So there is no 0. Okay, so I will just do the rules of root locus. One guy will go to infinity this way, okay, and other two will move like this and they will get separated. Okay, so the value of gain k, say some number k, right? So k is 0 over here. So what is the value of gain at which system is stable? I will say gain between 0, k and k dash, right? So this is the value of gain k for which it intersect the imaginary axis. Okay, so what can I say over here? Well, the system is stable. What happened for k equals to 0? I am unstable. At k equals to 1, I am slightly unstable until I reach 0.5, right? Like here. Okay, I am at point -1 plus j0. So the system is stable for k greater than 0.5, correct? So I start with open loop, unstable system. I have to reduce, so the system is unstable until I have a certain gain. Therefore, what we call these system are as a system with negative gain margin. So the earlier problem were formulated in such a way that how much I can increase the gain k before it becomes unstable. Now it is the reverse. I am starting at k equals to 0, is already unstable, at k equals to 0.5, already unstable, but there comes a threshold where after a certain limit I pull the plot back to stable region and unstable for all other gains. So that is the concept of negative gain margin, that first I have to make a system stable. Starting from unstable open loop configuration, I increase the gain k and I push it to the stable region. Now why is it negative? Well, we will quantify that a little later when we do the body plot analysis in terms of decibel. So we will stop here with Nyquist thing. Again, getting or really spending time to get beautiful plot by just writing the imaginary real part may not be very helpful, but this is just we have to keep in mind for our basic understanding, right? Now we will try to do an equivalent version of plots called Bode plots, and there is a quantification will be much more clear. The plot would be much easier. For example, why I really won't know how does this cross here. There are also plot where you may say encounter things like this, right? So I'm doing this and this, and these are more complicated than what you driving exam would ask you to do. It just asks you to make 1/8 figure here, and it will be several combination of those. So we are not really going to get expertise on drawing these plots. Will do it for us, or there are several other tools also, right? So once we have this basic understanding of concept of stability and the relative stability in frequency domain by Nyquist, so we will go in coming class the contribution construction of Bode plot. You might have seen this somewhere in your network course. If not, then don't worry, we will do it all over again. So I will just start doing this on backward first, right? Just to slowly explain you the construction, and then we will go to the examples. Okay, so that's all for today's lecture. Thank you.